Hello, hello. Welcome to the Spiritual View. Welcome to everyone who's joined us from around the world. We are delighted to have each of you. And it is Thursday, pre-summer solstice. So we are going to have a lineup tonight. And we've got some beautiful ladies who are joining us this evening. I'm going to start with Wendy, who's joining us. We've got Dawn, who's with us. And we have two of our guests, Ruby from Ruby's Lighthouse Tarot and Denise from Spirit Dragon Tarot. And they have both been readers. Ruby did our Wednesday reading yesterday, and Denise was last week. And Jen is actually traveling. She is going to meet MJ tomorrow from Soulful Revolution. And she is traveling, so she is behind the scenes in the chat, and she is with us, but just not on camera. So welcome to everyone. So we're going to talk a little bit tonight about the summer solstice and some of the energy that's happening. And Dawn is going to give us an astrology overview of this crazy and wild energy of what's happening right now. And just a few announcements. If you are joining us for the first time, welcome. And this is our live. And so we will be talking about some of the energies and the shifts in the astrology. Then we'll shift into a collective reading of the energy, and we'll each pull a card for the collective. And then we will take as many of you within the hour that we can. So if you would like a card pulled, please put a heart in the chat, and we'll get to as many of you as we possibly can. Couple of announcements. Again, we're going to make sure Jen is going to put Denise and Ruby's information below if you want to reach out and access their information. We all are private readers, so we do, private readings. But again, Ruby and Denise are part of the channel. So welcome, ladies, once again, and we're very proud to have you. And next week, we are going to have a new moon in Cancer ritual on June the 25th, and I believe that's on the Wednesday. And it will be at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And so we will be doing the new moon ritual setting of intentions. We'll post more information about that so you can join us. But this weekend, I think on Sunday, Dawn, you're going to put together an astrology video kind of leading us up for the energies of the new moon and how to go ahead and start being thoughtful around setting your intentions. So that's where we are, and a lot of energy happening. Not sure if you felt it, but we've all felt it. We were talking before we went live, and just some interesting energies to navigate. So with that, I wanted just to welcome everyone, but we're going to get started with a very quick clearing, and I think we need it this evening. You've made it through a very challenging week, and again, we've made it through some of the challenges of the week, but we still have, Dawn, as you said, another 48 hours or so to go in the energy. So I would invite everyone just for a moment to relax, and I'd ask you to close your eyes. And we're going to take a couple of nice deep cleansing breaths in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Draw a deep breath in again. Big exhale out. And as you relax and settle into your chair, your seat, wherever you are around the world, it's just time to let it all go. So shake your shoulders. Just notice where you've got tension. Soften all those areas where you feel tense. And just continue to breathe deeply. And tonight, we're going to imagine that we're at Stonehenge. Imagine the Sarsen stones in their great magnificence, in this amazing energy. And you're sitting cross-legged on the ground next to one of the largest stones, the blue stone. And it's vibrating so strongly that you are just absorbing this amazing energy. And you are in this solstice energy. It's powerful. It's strong. It's connecting you with Mother Gaia. Let this amazing vibration of the stone work through your emotional and physical body, almost like hearing a loud sound at a concert of a beautiful music. This is the resonance of Stonehenge, the summer solstice, the connection to the earth, to the elementals, to source. And as we continue to breathe deeply, we are reminded that we are source energy and that we are all one. And as we allow this beautiful energy to flow through us and the vibration moving through us, our chakras and energy centers are all cleared, aligned, and we are connected from heaven all the way through the center of the earth to Mother Gaia, who supports this great portal of amazing energy called Stonehenge. Just sit for a moment in this beautiful vibration as everything in your etheric, energetic, and physical body is cleansed. We ask Archangel Michael to be here and let all the information that we receive this evening be for our greatest and highest good. And we carry the sword of truth, that we stand tall in our power and our authenticity. Imagine yourself reaching out to touch the stone. And you have this beautiful connection to the energy of heaven and Mother Gaia, to you, and to this beautiful community. We are one. We are source. We are divine. Take one last deep breath in through the nose. Big exhale out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready. And just as a side note, I used to live very close to Stonehenge when I lived in England, outside of London. And you can't touch Stonehenge, the stones, but there's a place about 30 minutes north called Avebury. And you can actually sit in the stones, touch the stones, and be in the energy. But the vibration is absolutely amazing. And it's something, especially around this time of year, that you just can never forget. It's quite beautiful. So that was my share.
And isn't there a concert that also takes place during that time? Because I think someone had mentioned it not too long ago that there's a concert also that same weekend.
It depends. I would have to tell you, every time I tried to take a guest or go to Stonehenge, it was like being at a rock concert where you got stuck in traffic. You could go nowhere. And so sometimes you would have greatest of intentions to take a picnic and go when you would get stuck. So I don't know of late, but when I was there, yes, they used to have concerts. So I'm turning over to Dawn, who is going to lead us through the conversation around the energy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome in. And what a magical time the summer solstice is going to be for us. There's quite a lot of amazing things that are happening in the astrology. I will start off by saying, wasn't last weekend a mess, a fiery, ugly cry kind of mess that was going on energetically? We have another 48 hours of that, I would say, to watch. But the good news is Mars is now in Virgo. Mars has been in either Cancer or Leo since September 4th. Oh, I'm sorry, September 2nd of last year. Only in those two signs. And it normally will travel 45 days in a sign. So it just went into Virgo. So that's great energy for everyone. I'm sure everybody's like, I need to organize my closet. I think actually, I've heard other people talking about how they felt the need to organize and get stuff done. And really, it's talking very beautifully to the sun that is going to be entering Cancer. I am going to show just briefly what this looks like so you can get a feeling of why it's so magical, because I am just enthralled with what has been happening. So we'll go to, I'm going to use my Astro Gold and share. Can you ladies see this? Say yes. No? Okay. Well, if it doesn't work, let me see if I can try it again. StreamYard is showing our window. If it doesn't work, then I'll just not do it. Try one more time. When things don't go according to plan. Okay, present. Okay, present. And I had done this earlier, so it should work. Share. Now? Yes, no, no. Okay, then I'm going to forget it. I'm going to forget it. So what I will say is this that is very magical, and I'll just cheat and move it so I can take a look at it. We have Hecate at 0 degrees of Scorpio, and the sun is at 0 degrees of Scorpio. And when Jupiter entered in, I believe, Hecate was around that degree of 0 degrees. So we have this magical combination of the sun. This is at the solstice at 0000, and Hecate at 0028. And then you have Jupiter also in a conjunction with the sun. Now, right in the middle of those two, sextiling both Jupiter and the sun and Hecate and Vesta, we have Mars. So Mars is there to get things going. What are you going to do this summer? What are you going to be active about this summer? And the nice thing about having Jupiter be a part of this energy is that Jupiter allows us to expand what our ideas are. And Hecate is a crossroads type energy. So what have you not done? Mars is saying, now's the time. I can help you get things organized. I can help you get the details down. And Hecate is there. Hecate is in a sextile to Mars, and Jupiter and the sun are in a sextile to Mars. To me, that's very great energy for doing magic. We have Mercury that's also in Cancer. So it's that ability to have that intuition and know the right things to say. That's a good time to actually communicate with people. Is Mercury will make you find ways to say things in a more emotionally connected way. Hopefully, because the collective is different than what's going on. So I want to remind you of that. Actually, I always believe you should always give Mars and Saturn a job so they don't run amok in your chart. So if you have things at the early degrees of any of the cardinal signs, the world axis, that's Aries and Cancer and Capricorn and Libra. Anything at those early degrees, personal planets, sun, moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, any of the 4 points, ascendant, descendant, IC, or MC. Those are very important in your chart. So it's going to be acting very strongly with those things. It'll be very important for you to pay attention. These are life-changing times that we're all in. And there's a lot of opportunity here. The new moon in Gemini was asking us to think differently. This one is saying, what do you wish for? What wishes do you want? And Jupiter can be about travel, can be about your higher thinking, your higher thoughts, your higher education, and joyfulness, thankfulness. And that is part of how we manifest, especially in a quantum way. We already have it. So we're just being thankful for it because we have it already. We have abundance already. We do. And even some of the summer solstice energy, take this with you. There is going to be such big celebrations all weekend long. So make it a big thing for yourself. Have a campfire, be outside, be in nature. That's what the solstice is about, is that connection with nature. The cardinal signs are always the beginning of seasons. So this is the summer solstice. It's the winter solstice, the shortest night when you're in below the equator. We have the longest day. And it's going to show us different things that are going to be available for us, especially if we take a look at what we have in early degrees of anything, because it's going to be talking to that sun in Cancer. So what does this day look like for you? A lot of times people say at each of those beginning of the season, how the planets are looking on that day is how that 3 months is going to go. That's one of the things that they talk about. For me, Hecate is at 0 degrees with the sun. And I think that's beautiful energy. To me, there's so much that we can do with that. I love Hecate, and Hecate has been super loud. I don't know about everybody else, but she has been just, kicking A and taking names, basically, as far as I can see. She's just like, and now we're going to get this going. And now I've got Mars as a backup. He's the help. So I can get myself organized. I can get these things accomplished. What do you want? What do you want to do? Anything is possible. And then put Saturn and Neptune to work too. Dreams. Saturn can bring the dreams of Neptune to life. Give it a job. Don't just let it say, okay, I'm going to overpower everything. No, give it a job. I have a certain dream. This is my intention. Set the intention, and that will make things go forward for you. So I think that is what we should take with us going forward with this energy. And I think just enjoy this whole weekend. This whole weekend, I know all kinds of celebrations that are going on. Take the time to enjoy things. Take the time to see what the world has shown you that you can do. Mars is like ready. Mars is like, okay, I'm ready. I'm out of those other signs. And anybody that has any strong Mars, Scorpios and Aries should be thrilled because they're finally out of Leo. And now they feel like it's a completely different energy and they can finally get things accomplished. So I think that is something that we can all take with us. There's so much we have to work with this energy. Now, I will say we need to stay grounded. So again, being in nature is super important because the collective needs us to be grounded. They need us to be grounded right now. Focus. If the news gets overwhelming, I don't watch the news. I manage to get all the information trickle into me anyway. Know that what you are doing is taking a look at what is immediately around you and holding that space and keeping joy and keeping that vibration stable for the other people that are out there, because it's needed. It is really needed. So enjoy the summer solstice, and we will go ahead and get started. The question that we have is, what is being brought to light with the summer solstice energy for everyone? So we will go ahead and start with Sari.
Yeah, thank you, Dawn. And I would love to reflect on what you said about the summer solstice, because some of our viewers actually are in areas of the world called the Southern Hemisphere that are experiencing the shortest day of the year. So I'm going to do a shout out to my friend Pat in Australia, because she's reminded me of the fact that, our seasons are reversed from, the Southern Hemisphere to the Northern Hemisphere. So the winter solstice is around Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Chile, Argentina, Brazil, areas such as that. So let's be mindful of our global audience, that some of us are experiencing the summer solstice, but some are also experiencing the shortest day of the year. And that's what makes the spice of all of us together as one community. But just wanted to acknowledge that. for all of you in different parts of the world who might be watching. All right. So the question again, what is being brought to light with this solstice? And the card that I pulled is a new deck that I got. It's called Sisterhood of the Seers. And the card that I pulled, it's one of my favorites, the Seahorse, and it's called a Sacred Pause. So during this time, what's being brought to light, and Wendy, this kind of sums up your video this morning of, rest and take time out. This is deliberate and mindful intentions. It's the right time to slow down, taking a sacred pause, moving into greater awareness. No action is the right action, and trusting in the divine nature of things. So if you didn't get to listen to Wendy's video, this actually would be the card that sums up everything that she said today. It's a lovely video, so I would ask you to go back and read it. Also for Ruby's, her Wildcard Wednesdays yesterday was great as well. But again, it's asking us during this time of the summer solstice, we might feel the need to take a pause. And it could be more reflection time. It could be going out in nature. I'm finding, and I'm looking at my dog right out the window, who is not grounded right now. So I've been trying to reground her. You might find it's people around you. You might find it's your pets. You might find it's you. So there might be a cause for celebration to be out in nature, but also at the same time, if you feel the need to step back and reflect and rest and pause, give yourself permission to do that. So everyone is going to be in this beautiful energy, but there's a lot of energy going on, as Dawn referenced. And so it's important for us to take care of ourselves, the people around us, our pets, get enough rest and relaxation. And the card mentions sacred pause. Part of what Wendy's message is we've got to focus on self-love and self-care. That is the highest form of love that there is. So if you are not giving yourself permission to love self and to take the time out that you need, this is your message from Spirit that it's okay to take care of you. It's not being selfish. It's called prioritization of the highest order of love that you can exhibit. So again, thank you. And I'm going to turn it over to Wendy.
All right. Thank you, Sri. That was awesome. I pulled a card from Oracle of the Fairies. And I like this because it's kind of a bit of whimsy, and it reminded me of what Dawn said about it's a good time for magic, right? And so I think, after we kind of pull our energy back and we are giving ourselves that self-love and healing a bit, it can help us not be so distracted by everything else. And then it kind of clears the way for us to see some of this magic. And I talked about with moving forward. Oh, there goes Luna. No, that's yours. Oh, okay. Where was I going? Oh, that, going into the future, sometimes it can be really hard to trust in that the universe has got your back and that things are going to unfold, the way that you've been manifesting and that you want it to. But, we have a hand in that too, in kind of putting in those anchors for our future and cementing those things by the steps that we take forward, right? But we have to be in a good place to be able to take those steps. And I love this because this just jumped out. I was shuffling and it just jumped out at me. So this is fairy spotting. And I love this little bit of magic here. So it's time to go fairy spotting. It's said that seeing is believing, but in fact, the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. And I guess that's what I was getting at with going into the future is, you need to believe in yourself and believe that you can do these things to be able to move forward. So it says, have you ever seen a fairy? Maybe you have, but you tried to explain it away with the voice of reason. Or perhaps you're a fully fledged believer, or better still, a knower. You know fairies exist. Fairies can appear to us in many different ways. Being sensitive and open to experiences is helpful when fairy spotting, as it allows us to be more receptive to seeing these magical spirits of nature. They very often appear as flashes of light darting around wooded areas or gardens, or if you're really lucky, inside your home. And this is so funny because right before we came on, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was putting my cards out, and all of a sudden there was like this little flutter right by my face over here, just like on the side of my periphery, and it was like a little light and like that, and it's like, oh, that's like a little fairy that just came and visited me, because I looked all around and it's like there I didn't see anything, but yeah, it was a very strong little energy coming right there into my face. So so they can also manifest just outside your line of sight, like I just said, often in the corner of your field of vision, so you're not totally sure if there's anything there at all. Sometimes they can be felt intuitively, seen only in your mind's eye. They may also bring a flowery scent or an unusual smell, rather like toffee apples or popcorn. Oh, that sounds good. When they appear in their full form, it's a true privilege, for they're rightly wary of humans. You could try photographing fairies. Even if you can't see them with your own eyes, a camera can often pick up a fairy essence, which may appear as a beam of light or a tiny orb. The best place to do this is out in nature, either in your garden or woodland. Midsummer's Eve is a particularly good time to look for fairies. Right? So this is where we're at. So you're most likely to see a fairy if you care about nature and the environment, as they will be more willing to connect with you. So this was just a faded card that just popped out. It had to be heard. I thought that was beautiful, a little bit of whimsy there. I know, I've had experience with that. I'm sure many of you have also had experiences with, orbs or the flashlight or something. So I loved that. I thought that was really, really cute. So, all right, go ahead. Dawn, I think we're going to pass it on to you.
Yeah, Jack has stopped barking now, so that's good news. So yeah, I think we had discussed that how the animals have been behaving strangely, and all of a sudden, out of the blue, he decided he was fine, and then he started barking. I actually got drawn to using the Sacred Traveler Oracle deck. I spotted it on my shelf, and it to me is because Jupiter is very much about exploring and traveling out there. So the card that came out right away was choosing your path. All is possible. So the wish making part of it is there. And for me, that is one of the things I'm going to set, I know, for the summer, what I'm going to be doing is kind of even locally, kind of really exploring the local community, because Minnesota in the summer, everybody is super busy because we have to enjoy the summer as much as we can. So this is our busy time. New vistas are ahead, and you have the power to choose. Dance, laugh, explore. Choose life on your terms. And one of the things that occurred to me as I'm saying this is Neptune, that's in the square with Jupiter right now, is about music and dance and enjoying things and art. I know a lot of times people on summer solstices will be outside and enjoying the arts in whatever way they want to. So to me, that's very much a part of this energy. And one of the things I love about this card is you're not on the planet to always meet the needs and expectations of others. You need to set your own goals. You need to choose what is your best path. And I wholeheartedly agree with the greatest love that you can show is love to yourself. You do need to make yourself a priority. That is part of choosing this path. There's so many choices that you can make. You can do this. And right now we have the energies that are working with us to set goals, to look at what's available for us to do. And really, there is so much that is very magical right now that we can explore in our own lives and be thankful for and joyful for, including music. I was listening to some songs earlier and I was just dancing because that just takes me to another mental level emotionally. And I always feel better when I dance. So I will send that out as energy to everyone else, that I think everybody should dance more, especially during the summer solstice. So let's go ahead and move on to Denise. Go ahead, please.
Hello, and so Mars and Jupiter are responsible for my over organizing, huh? I thought it was my OCD. Okay, so the card that I pulled for the spirit guidance about what's being brought to light, I have got gratitude. I am thankful for the light, the life, and the opportunities that it presents. So, of course, we always want to have gratitude, right? We always want to be thankful for the blessings that we have. This card is telling you that it is time to stop, close your eyes, and become mindful of the incredible gift the universe has bestowed upon you in offering valuable and unique lessons tailored especially for you. This is an opportunity to an important reminder to express your appreciation for what has been, what will be, and most important, who you are. So if I'm reading all over the place, it's because I have dyslexia. So my brain starts to take over. It's time to acknowledge the universe, how thankful you are for being provided these opportunities for insights and understanding. It's also time for your soul to share recognition of all those loved ones in your life, upon the earth or in spirit, who have helped you form who you are today. So this, the sun card, right? We were getting the sun card all last week. I got the sun card in a couple of readings this week. So it's this summer solstice, it's this brightness, it's this happy time. I've even got the 11-year-old self, right? So about what brings you joy, what makes you happy. Kids they don't know why they're doing it, right? They just know that it makes them happy, right? They don't have all these lessons learned and things that we do as adults. So be grateful to the universe for what it brings you. Be grateful to those around you for the love and the kindness and the compassion that they have for you. And also share that kindness and that compassion and that empathy with others. Love makes the world go round, and gratitude is the blessings that brings all that love in. And so now I pass it to Ruby.
Hey everybody. All right, well, I pulled from the Guides of the Hidden Realms Oracle here, and I got the Eye of Sauron. That's what I'm just gonna call it here, because that's exactly what I was seeing, like on Lord of the Rings. You just can't unsee it, okay? But this is what I got for what's being illuminated, because this is like, this attention is going to be, it's going to be like a lightning bolt of attention. You're going to not be able to unsee what is coming to light for you here. So this says, when a skilled archer prepares to shoot, they focus on their target. Their skills and knowledge come together as they release their arrow, fully expecting that it will hit the exact spot that they have claimed. They feel their success in advance as something already complete, and so it comes to be. Your task now is to choose your target or intention for an experience, then feel it as if it is yours already. Stay the course, paying no attention to any distractions and refusing to entertain anyone's drama. Wear this truth lightly, knowing there is no need to grasp or chase what is already yours. Let your arrow of destiny fly into the sky, traveling in its own way. Even if it appears to move away from the target, know that the wind will blow it back without your needing to intervene. Trust the mark that the universe has chosen for you now and release your need to know the exact form. Also, keep in mind that the universe has an element of delay. There may be a stretch where you see nothing happening, but don't allow that to sway you. Stay positive and then focus on your next task with the full expectation that you will hit your mark. You will feel such satisfaction and fulfillment when you do. So a couple things really stood out to me here. It's not allowing yourself to get pulled into the drama, because with this energy coming out, like Dawn was talking about here, it's about to get real, okay? For a lot of people in the world right now, there's things that could be happening globally. Keep your focus, stay in your lane, and trust, like we were talking about too, trusting that you already know what you want. So if you have any other distractions, figure out what those are now. You have to allow the universe to bring it in. So if there's anything unfinished, you get ready to surrender and allow that to come in, and just claim it, because it's already yours and you can't unsee it. So you shouldn't be questioning it. Once you see it, it's already been seen. Okay. All right. So that's what I have. Turning it over to Sari.
Okay. I'm going to be reading for Lindsay. And Lindsay, you said you wanted some guidance. So I actually had a couple of cards that fell out. I know we have a 1-card rule, but you'll understand in just a moment. And so we're going to try to get as many in tonight, because we've got lots of people who want readings. So Lindsay, for you, you said you wanted some guidance. And so I pulled from the Lunar Nomad Oracle, and the card that I got, this is such a beautiful card. It's called Stars. It's a number 16. It's got this beautiful kind of ethereal octopus on it. That number reduces to a 7, which is very sacred and holy. This is all around wishes and hopes, possibilities, guidance, independence, dreams, and expansion. And it says, the stars float in a sea of infinite mystery. They hold the glowing promise of expansion and discovery, burning lights of creation that guide and direct. The stars are the eternal reminder that in the arms of infinity, all dreams are possible. So, Lindsay, there's something going on with you where it's going to require you to kind of step back and observe and kind of suspend any kind of judgment and just be open to what the universe wants to bring you, because you may be either resisting it or blocking some kind of abundance that wants to come in. And it says, if you become boxed in or rigid, you can cut yourself off from the star that's shining within you. The waking world has a way of keeping us sometimes from our inner dreams. And so this is around just opening it all up, girl, and just saying, I'm going to let the universe bring me whatever it wants to bring me. And sometimes when we manifest, we tell the universe what we want. And I'm as guilty as anyone of doing this, but I want the universe to deliver it in the way that I want it delivered and how I want it delivered. And sometimes if we just let go, the universe brings us that and even better. And so let the universe work its magic, and just don't stand in the way of whatever is trying to come in for you. And the other card was the Energy Oracle card. And this was a really interesting card. And it says it's the thinking woman. It's a female of wisdom or understanding. And the premise, Lindsay, behind this card is there is someone that you're either going to meet or you have met who is a spiritual teacher and guide, someone that can help you clear any kind of blocks or allow you just to be open and say, Spirit, bring it on, baby. And I'm not going to resist it. I'm just going to let come in what is best for me. And it's probably better than what I could even come up with. So that is the guidance for Lindsay. And I am going to turn it over to Wendy. Thank you. It was a pleasure.
All right. So I pulled a card for Venus from the Starseed Oracle. And I have never gotten this card before. So it says, fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. And this kind of actually goes hand in hand with what Sari just pulled. But it's surrender, holding the opposites extremes of life. The great mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. When things go bad, perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow. And through the extremes of life, that's exactly what we do. So you're being invited to welcome the highs and lows of the human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the inextinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. So really, I mean, in order to know good, we have to know the other side of that and the bad times too, right? The yin and the yang, you always have one and the other. So just really, I think this is also kind of at this time, kind of just taking stock of what you've been through, where you're at, and not judging it, but just accepting it and just allowing it to be, and with that acceptance and that knowledge of, hey, this is just, this is life and I'm just kind of along for the ride. And I'm trying to set some directions, but a lot of it's out of our hands. So if you can accept where you're at, it's going to make the ride a little bit more smooth moving forward, I think. So I hope that resonates for you, Venus, and on to Dawn.
Hello, I am reading for Laura, and because the Hecate energy is so loud right now, I decided to draw from the Witch Oracle deck, Woman in Total Control of Herself. I love this deck. And the card that came out for you, Laura, is this Spider Woman. It talks about a story about a great hunter who was looking for a symbol for his people. And he's like thinking, oh my goodness, I want to maybe get an elk or a buffalo, something that's a symbol of strength and endurance. And then he runs face first into this big net. And he was, why are you stopping me? And I like how she answers the question, that he was running all over the forest and running all over the plains looking for a symbol. And how much more powerful am I that I can build a net and let my food and my answers come to me? I have no travel, no big expenditures of energy. I simply build my silk net and let sustenance come to me. And I always like the part where it gives the witch wisdom. So I'm going to give this to you because I really find it reminded me of what Sari was saying. Now is the time to build your net. The answers, the resources, and the solutions will come to you. A witch creates an intentional web. She lines it with silken hope, thoughtful preparation, and badass skills. Then she invites. She waits and watches. She trusts grandmother spider's example and allows the answers to come to her. So I feel what this is saying is we go about our business, we do our things, we set our intentions, and then we continue on with what's going on in our daily lives and inviting things in, inviting in abundance, inviting things in. And Laura, particularly for you, I know that you're going through things that belong to your parents. And I think some of the answers of things that you need to deal with are going to be coming just as you are, working. I'm one of these people that I have stuff just kind of drop into my brain when I'm doing mundane tasks. Like I'll ask a question, I'll really think about it, then I'll leave it, and then I'll just go and wash dishes or take a shower. And then all of a sudden in the middle of some routine thing, and I'm not thinking about anything except the moment that I'm in, and then the answer pops in, just like that. And I feel that is what we all need to be doing, because I think that's how we're led onto our next steps. We only get so many steps ahead that we know about. So sometimes you just have to listen for that next step. Carry water, chop wood, right? That's what we're doing. So that's what we're doing in our daily lives, and keep that coming, because I think that is our answer to what the collective mess is going on. We are in our own web, taking care of our own things and we have sustenance that way. So I would say that's what I would advise for you. I know you're also in Australia, so you're battening down the hatches and staying warm and cozy during this longest night for you. But if you get a chance to enjoy a fire, I would take advantage. and just, enjoy those moments. So I will go ahead and pass this on to Denise.
Thank you, Dawn. I am pulling for Deborah. She wanted spirit guidance for her health, and I'm using the shamanic healing oracle, and I got slow and steady. And the first thing I saw on that card was a number 3, which is the Empress. And the Empress nurtures, and she trusts her intuition, and she takes care of herself. With that Rider-Waite deck, it's the big Venus symbol that's on there, right? So love, love, love. So love yourself. So let's see what this says. It says, don't rush the situation. More often than not, divine timing and our timing are not the same. And it's kind of what we were just talking about, where I believe it was Wendy, where you want this to happen, even Suri, you want this to happen or that to happen, but we have to allow the universe to let things happen. Know that wherever you are in this situation, it's the perfect place for you to be. If this place is causing you anxiety, perfect. Now you can look within and ask yourself why. What are your fears surrounding this perceived delay in getting to where you want to go? What is the worst that can happen? And when we release those words, worst and best, right? What's the worst that can happen? What's the best that can happen? Just allow it to happen, and don't be attaching any judgment to it because this is the best thing or this is the worst thing. Just allow the universe. And hopefully this health that you're asking about is something that you can work with yourself. And remember that Empress energy, nurture yourself, fill your own cup, put yourself, we have the Empress is Libra and Taurus. So we have stability, grounding, balance, right? Justice. So I wish you luck with that, Deborah. And I pass to Ruby.
Thank you so much. All right, so I am pulling for Jo Ellen. Hi, Jo Ellen. All right, I'm pulling from the Rose Oracle. Okay, so I got the Sacred Waters card, which is ironic because that's exactly what everybody's talking about right now in terms of nourishment, replenishment, self-care, health, and rest. And what's interesting was, as I was shuffling, my cards usually just fly out. I got this feeling of you kind of floating. And then when I pulled this card out, I'll go ahead and read it. The sacred waters are the life-giving mother of us all. Her healing waters replenish us and give us life. We're made up of her. Like the rose, we need her waters to survive and thrive. We must drop our roots deep to receive the nourishment we so deeply need, to appreciate, protect, and honor the very thing that we take for granted. The mother of the sacred waters delivers the message to slow down and take care of yourself, particularly your body, to prioritize your well-being and live in a way that's sustainable. She reminds us to replenish and nourish ourselves and take care of our health all the time, not just when we feel unbalanced. You're being called to nourish and replenish yourself before you become brittle and parched. The mother of the sacred waters wants you to know that there's nothing more important in your life than the care of your own sacred vessel of a body. And the earth is an extension of that. She wants you to treat yourself with tender care, to cherish your body and hers, to fill your well until it spills over. And once it does, to find a way to give back from this place of plenty, to give your body what it's yearning for most before it turns into an urgent need. I think that this is less about the physical body for you and more about grounding in your truth, grounding in the spiritual side of things for you. What you want to accomplish, you're on the precipice now. And the way through that is to harness this energy of the solstice here, of joy, of what we're talking about in terms of dancing, music, what brings you joy. Okay, so that is one of the ways to get there. So getting rooted, getting grounded, and then allowing yourself to experience that joy so that it helps lead you spiritually, right, and with your heart into what you want to do for your decision. Okay, all right, I hope that helped. Turning it over to Suri.
Okay, I am going to read for Lolita. Hi, Lola. It's nice to see you. And I was drawn to the Oracle of the Fairies as well, a new deck for me. And Lola, your message tonight, and I actually think this is a message for everyone. This is called Magical Blessings. And it says, whatever you're going through, you are being assisted by magical fairy blessings. The fairies say you can bless others too. And it says to receive fairy blessings, Lola, it is actually an honor. And right now, the fairies are bestowing their blessings upon you in your current situation. Fairy blessings are magical and can also be very healing. Only you will know what form the blessings will take. You can ask the fairies for their blessings at any time. You may have a challenging situation. You might have a business situation that you're involved with. Whatever it is, Lola, they're saying close your eyes and speak from your heart, explaining why you feel their blessings would be beneficial to you. Then wait. Patience is a virtue. I'm an Aries, so I don't even have patience in my vocabulary. But sometimes you need patience to wait for a sign from the fairies. And remember that they will only bestow blessings if it is their will. Now, another lesson of the magical blessings is, and I think this is something that is a lesson for all of us. Sometimes fairies remind us that by bestowing blessings on others, you bestow a blessing on yourself. So it's a message of you can send blessings to anyone. It doesn't matter whether you're with them or not with them, or if you're having to love someone from a distance that you cannot be with any longer. And many of us are going through separations of many kinds of old relationships that are falling away. And we can let people go with grace, and we can give blessings to those, even if they've harmed us or hurt us. But by bestowing blessings of any kind to others, the fairies actually recognize that and bestow greater blessings. And so, Lola, that's a message for you, but I think for everyone. But don't be afraid to ask for magic to happen and blessings to come into your life through the fairies. So that's the message, and I will hand it over to Wendy. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. I'll be reading for Janet C with the handle Bora Bora 333. All right, so I pulled a card for you, Janet, from the Enchanted Map Oracle. Okay, and we got a 36 card. It's commitment. So a 36, that goes down to 9. So a 9 is the end of cycle. It's also being really close to a goal, right? So you have a true commitment is a responsibility of the heart, mind, body, and soul. This is a good time to make one. So partnerships formed at this time are harmonious and powerful. The commitment card also indicates the natural evolution of a relationship from its inception to a literal or metaphorical marriage. At the very least, there is a promise of fulfillment in some form. However, you must be conscious of what you're committing to. So be clear about the nature of your commitment and your responsibility to it. Others are more willing to enter into partnerships at this time. So remember that your partnership with spirit and the highest version of your own self, remember that self-care we were talking about, will engage the highest self in others or in another. So if you are wanting to attract that higher vibration, then you need to be there to meet it, right? So do make sure that you are taking care of yourself. Even if I don't know your situation, if you're, in relationship, not in relationship, whatever you have going on. So this could either be a relationship you already have that's kind of leveling up, or a relationship you're about to get into. Can also be your relationship with your mission, your spirit, your, in moving forward, and you're kind of with your higher self, right? But now is the time where you can put your focus there, and it should be in a kind of a blessed, sacred space for you, so that it should make things a bit smoother and put you in the right connection that you want to be in the right frequency that you want to be in right now. So hope that resonates for you, Janet. And we're going to move on to Dawn. You're muted, Dawn.
Yep, I just realized that. I'm so sorry. I'm going to take Ruby's next person. I'm sorry, because I got this thing that was coming out, and I really feel this is a very special message. So I'm sorry, Ruby. So you might need to find someone else. Okay, because this was I'm reading for Anna, and something came up where it was I feel like, you know, you had just bought a place, and this is the rainbow blessings, and there's always this power and magic, and I feel like I keep getting this is a time of magic coming through, and I feel like this is very important for what's going on for all of us. And the message that came in with this rainbow was kind of twofold for me. I'm going to read this one part because I think it very much is about, yes, you have blessings coming in, but there's a couple of things that I think Spirit has wanted to tell you about this whole experience. The storm has passed, and it is time to enjoy the refreshing beauty of this cycle, even though it has been difficult to appreciate any sense of purposefulness in what you have endured lately. You can now, as they say, count your blessings, but do so slowly, with genuine gratitude that is expressed up close and personal. Sometimes it is only when you look back at a memory of an experience that you can truly see the blessings that have been coming from it. Bless your difficult or painful experiences and let them go. So I know that you talked about that you are a single parent, and I always love the story of why we got rainbows in the first place. It was after the great flood, and it was God's promise that everything is going to be okay, and I will not put you through this again. That you've made it, you've succeeded, and now I think you just need to stop and appreciate what a huge, huge accomplishment this is for you. Because I feel that this is something that, you know, you need to cherish. I mean, a single mom getting an apartment for herself and her son, I think it's a huge moment. And all of those moments that got you here made you stronger. So to me, that is what this is saying. You do have blessings coming in, and you do have a promise moving forward, and you have magic that's there. Just stop, breathe, appreciate, and more will flow into you with all of this energy. So I will go ahead and take this. I think, are we going to go to Ruby next? No, Denise. Okay.
I got Marissa for this next reading. I'm using the Talisman Oracle, and I pulled Banish a Curse. And I know that sounds horrible, but just wait it out. Let me read this. This card can symbolize unfair treatment towards you. A person who has a strong influence in your life has mistreated you or fails to see your point of view. The actions of others speak for their misalignment, not yours. And you have the power to choose how that impacts you. Your worth does not change based on other people's state of mind. And what was on the bottom of the deck when I pulled this card was banish negativity. So it just goes hand in hand, and you don't let others make you feel anything, right? People can't tell you how to feel. People can't make you feel a certain way. And if they're having an issue, they're having an issue. So I hope this helps, Marissa, and hope that brings some positivity towards you. And I'm going to pass it to Ruby real quick.
Okay. All right. I got Natisha. And you had a twin flame question. Okay. So what I'm pulling is the Twin Flame Ascension Take Me Home Oracle deck. Okay. So we got Queen for you, Queen. Okay. When the Queen appears, it represents your ability to receive abundance in all areas of your life. You are moving your crown from your head to your heart. Asking for assistance helps you open up and express your desires without the need to apologize for who you truly are, which brings balance to your inner masculine and inner feminine roles. As you expand your emotional range, you will integrate with the depths of your true self. Tune into your feelings on a regular basis and listen to your intuition. This will help you stay in a receptive mode so that what you need to support you will arrive in divine timing. The more you come into acceptance of who you are, the more compassion you will have for yourself and others, especially your twin flame. As you heal your inner divine feminine wounds, you become more sensitive to your individual needs and experience greater compassion. As you strengthen your voice by expressing yourself, your beloved will begin expressing themselves without the fear-based limitations. Okay, so I just feel like you're coming into inner union here with your situation. Regardless of what happens, this is all about you integrating your own divine feminine and divine masculine. And I'm sensing for you that it's going to be leading you into more of a sense of calm. And so whatever's happening in the 3D with your situation, I feel like you're just going to start becoming more and more calm. And what's happening in the 3D is going to become less and less important to you as you continue to just turn all of that inward. Okay. So thank you so much. I hope that helped.
Okay. So we are coming to our time to close. Again, what beautiful messages. And we thank Ruby and Denise for joining us. You rocked. And we're so grateful for all of you in the chat for joining us, because at the end of the day, this is all about us building a wonderful spiritual community. You are teachers, shamans, way showers, and light workers, and we're just going to rock this. So enjoy this summer solstice or the winter solstice, wherever you are in the world. Make sure that you stay grounded, go out in nature, whether you want to dance and celebrate or you want to hibernate, whichever way it goes for you. Go with your feeling, trust your intuition. We will be back with you next week for our next live, but we will have our new moon ceremony on the 25th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, Jen, safe travels to meet MJ for the weekend from Soulful Revolution. We are grateful and so humbled that you would join us. Again, we're very blessed. Have a great evening and a great weekend and a great solstice. Good night.
Night.